Dear Santa, I know you're busy this time of year, but all I want for Christmas is a bar so that I can look like an actual whiskey enthusiast on my YouTube channel. Sincerely, Glenn Cairn Gamer.
Well, Santa granted my wish, and I got me a bar. Now, it's not done yet, as you can see, but I will say, I am done with the green screen, no more green screen stuff, so hopefully every video you'll be able to see some more progress with the bar, because this is like going to be the new studio, but now I finally look like a whiskey YouTuber, right? And number one takes us to Texas, but before I start, I'm going to say we are getting hit by this bomb cyclone right now, so that sump pump right there is going to be annoying. So I apologize ahead of time, but we're all going to deal with it together. So anyway, number 21 is from Yellow Rose Distilling. It is called it's their Harris County Bourbon. It is their straight bourbon. It's a straight rye. And actually, I couldn't find a mash bill for them. Only thing I could find was that it was 25% Texas rye. So what we're going to do is just say it's at least 51% corn, and then whatever the rest is for the malted barley, then that's what it is. But it's definitely 25% Texas rye, so it's a high rye. It is 92 proof, 46% alcohol, and they call this the most Texan rye, whatever that means. It is $53. Let's give us a nose. Ooh. Cherry pie. That is a very, very sweet but fruit pop, and it's just getting some like brown sugar with some really nice baked fruits. Like, not like a raw fruit, that's a baked, oh man, that's baked goodness. Vanilla, cinnamon, oh my goodness, this smells better than the Old Scout. Maybe a hint of tobacco. This is a really good whiskey so far as the nose is concerned. But let's see if the palate matches up. Ooh! So I'm going to say the mash bill is probably way higher than 51% corn. It's a very corny palate, but also that rye spice hit me really, really strong. Very peppery as well. But, man, that nose was incredible. One of my favorite bourbon noses I've had in a while. It's definitely not better than the Old Forester 1920 that I cannot wait to review. But the palate right now, super, super spicy. There's some vanilla figs. When you hold it, don't be like me on your first sips and be really excited to drink something. Just let it sit there before you swallow. You get way more flavors. I got some nice pecans, vanilla. Yeah, that was nice. That was a really good palate right there. Let's do a third sip. Yeah, it took 3 to mellow out those rye spice notes, and now the experience is starting to sit really nice on my tongue. This is what you get bourbons for. They warm you up, the finishes are long, and they're just really good experiences, especially when it's cold outside and rainy right now. Thanks, Sump Pump. So this was Yellow Rose Distilling, Harris County Bourbon. I'll tell you what, Flaviar must like their Irishes, because number 22 is another Irish. But it's a little bit of a nuanced Irish because it's an Irish American. Now, I might get some stuff wrong because apparently Flaviar has no QA, but I will say, this is O'Shaughnessy Distilling. This is called their Keeper's Heart. Now, it says it's from Minnesota. So what this is a blend of Irish whiskeys with American rye. So, it is 4 years old, and it's 86 proof, 43% alcohol. Pretty cool that they kind of like blended two together. So what we should be getting is some smooth Irish, maybe some like fruity, florally notes, and we should be getting some nice rye spice kind of hits there as well. So let's give this a nose. Okay, very floral, very earthy. So I'm gonna say like flowery hay. And this is not meant to like turn anybody off, but I swear to you, when I move the glass to the side across my nose, it smells like fish. Like, not like a dead fish or a cooked fish. It just smells like if you just caught a fish, you smelled it, boom, right there. Like, Super weird to say, but I swear to you, that's what I'm smelling. In a good way. It doesn't, it's subtle. It mixes pretty well, but that's what I'm getting. And there is some spices in there as well. Interesting nose. I'm gonna see how this palette turns out. Immediately, you get the Irish smoothness, but after you swallow, the spices pop up again. They love their ryes in this flavor calendar. Oh, and by the way, this is $35. But all the whiskeys I've had seem to have a lot of rye influence. I don't know what's going on at Flaviar, but they love their ryes. Not a bad thing. It's just like some variation. Very, very smooth. Oh, it should be at 43%. But, man, that is very, very... That's almost to the point where it's kind of like almost burning the front of my tongue. Super pepper, super, super cinnamon, floral earth, maybe some corn as well. The funny thing about their little spiral they put on this, and there should be some fruit in there. Not getting that. But it's more of an interesting palette than I've had in my previous Irishes, except for that one 65% one. But pretty cool that we have an Irish American here, and that was number 22. Alright, number 23 takes us back to Scotland. This is Compass Box's Spice Tree. Compass Box does blends. This is a blended scotch, no age statement. It is 92 proof, 46% alcohol. The kind of cool thing about this is, like, if you don't know anything about Compass Box, the guy, I'll put his name on the screen, that does Compass Box, he kind of like pushes the boundaries of like what's illegal scotch or not, and they had kind of a bunch of pushback from that. So in 2005, they made a whiskey that used staves, and apparently that was a big no-no, so they made it illegal. Well, this is 2.0, and it's legal, and they use a mix of like American and French casks for this. So that's really, he kind of like pushes those boundaries, and this says, I don't care what you guys say, I'm gonna make my own stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. So this is legal, and this is $64. Now, I have a Compass Box upstairs, and I've done a Compass Box with the Scotch Father, and pretty good company. Now right here, I'm getting super honey, like an actual, like, just inside of a beehive. Pretty malty as well. I'll say some grains, malty grains, kind of a little bit of earth, but that honey is really nice. I'm not getting much past that honey. And I don't normally like honey, but on my noses, it smells amazing. So let's see what the palate says. Wow. I think it's either the French, probably the American part of this. A lot of pops on my tongue with this. I don't know if it's I'm getting residuals today, specifically, but I'm getting a lot of pepper pops. That one was on the tip of my tongue. Nowhere else, the tip of my tongue. That was good, though. So that was a super malty. I might even say a little bit of dried fruit. Again, hold it in there. That honey comes through real nice. But while I just swallowed that and talked, some burn came out. This thing is burning. This is a spice bomb. This is why they call it Spice Tree, I guess. This is, whoa. It's kind of like a menthol in a really, like, soothing way. Just coming through your mouth. It comes straight forward. Man. I swallowed that like an idiot. Wow. But this is an incredibly spicy whiskey. And at 46%, that's not like a little bit, but I'm still recovering. This is probably my favorite blend I've had. I know I swallowed that like a moron. Hi, welcome to my channel. But this is really good. I would say sip it slowly and don't get too like overzealous about drinking your whiskeys, because they're here to sip and they're not here to like chug and drink. But super good blends. Here, Compass Box Spice Tree. This is number 23. Okay, and last but not least on the Flaviar Advent Calendar, number 24 is, you guessed it, an Irish. But this is a 12-year-old Irish. This is from the Great Northern Distillery. I'm going to say this wrong, so I apologize, but it's from the Napogue Castle. Sorry, it's called the Napogue Castle. Again, single malt Irish, aged 12 years, but it's triple distilled. So most likely, super muted things. I'm hoping not, because it's a 12 year, and I guess they saved the best for last, and I would if I was doing this calendar. It is 86 proof, 43% alcohol, and it is $52. So kind of cheap for a 12-year-old bottle. So if you're interested in getting a 12-year whiskey, boom, right there. Nothing else to say about that one other than the nose. That's an earth. Slight earth. Again, there's going to be muted here. Smidge of honey, a smidge of vanilla, a smidge of some cooking spices. But again, it's a bunch of little things you put together. Nothing stands out with these for me, and that's why I don't spend my money on the Irish whiskeys. You know what? There's a slight grape pop there. That one's nice. Just keep going back in if you haven't gotten some good nose flavors, because they're going to come and find you. Yeah, that's some grapey, actually. Maybe some, like, spicy grape bread? That was better. Now let's see what the palate says. Super smooth. And yet again, I am not kidding, more pepper. I'm getting so many pops. I don't know if it was what I had for dinner. I had pizza for dinner. If it was that's mixing with this, but I am also cleansing with water between each of these, but I'm getting so many pops on my tongue. So that was pretty peppery. But again, comes down very smooth. We're gonna say there's pecans and walnuts. You know, maybe some cereal. There's a that's some peachy. That's peachy right there. That was good. That was a nice sip on. That was some peachy nuts, grains. A smidge of cinnamon is underlying there as well. The finish this is one of the warmer Irish finishes I've had, and that's pretty good. It's definitely laying down like a nice thick coating. Don't hate it. Don't love it, but don't hate it. Yeah, okay, so I think, like, this has an actually decent flavor profile. Now that I had 3 or 4 sips of this thing, the fruit seems to be mixing well in my mouth and coating it pretty well. I'm getting more fruit now. Way more fruit on the palate than I had on the nose, so it's not a bad whiskey. But that was the Great Northern Distillery, the Nepo Castle Irish Whiskey. Okay, well, that concludes the Flavor Whiskey Advent Calendar. Hope you enjoyed all 6 videos. I thought it was a super fun experience. I wouldn't have tried most of these whiskeys myself, so now I have them. I have more ideas of stuff to buy in the future. So that's one of the reasons why you get them, because it's really hard to buy a bunch of small bottles. A lot of distilleries don't ship small bottles for you to buy. You have to buy the big ones. So if you don't know if you like it, you're kind of wasting your money if you buy the big bottle and you're just like, ew, gross. If you like these videos, give this a like. Consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. It helps grow the channel. All you already do. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Everybody, happy holidays. I got a good Christmas from you guys from just all year of you guys just growing the channel and just interacting and stuff. So appreciate all of you. If I give you all whiskey, I would. If you want to do this with me next year, I might be doing this next year. But otherwise, see you then. I don't like that you can watch me now. Like staring into my soul. Oh my god.